So, I know it's been a week ago since I saw Fullmetal Alchemist The Revenge of Scar. I know it is the second of these three live action films that adapted Hiromu Arakawa's 80 million selling manga series about those two brothers. You know, Edward and Alphonse Elric are two young state alchemist engineers who live in the country of Amestris. Even though they want to resurrect their mother from the dead, but it backfires when Edward loses an arm and a leg, and his brother got his soul bonded to a suit of armor. Although Edward ends up getting metal prosthetics, for some reason, as they know they want to avenge their mother's death. But speaking of Word of God, I know it takes place where the first film had left off, where Edward, voiced by Ryosuke Yamada, and his brother Alphonse, voiced by Atom Mizusushi, they were trying to catch a train, but they were barely on board and palling around with their new friend Lin Yao, voiced by Kisuke Watanabe. But a ruckus breaks out involving some heavily armed thugs and some ninjas and a shapeshifter named Nenbin, portrayed by Kanata Hongo. But the entire train car blows up and it doesn't stop zooming around the track. But the law of unstoppable momentum leads to some vehicles, semi-trucks, and know how many fists and gunfights can be used. But Scar is the main villain, who is not to be confused with that villain from Lion King, voiced by Makenyu Arata, is an agent of chaos bent on revenge, but he's not here to gain ultimate power. He's a throttedly mortal figure twisted into his moral currents from after he survived a horrible war. They almost suffered a horrible death, but he's been perishing everyone to die of their horrible deaths. However, to make things worse, he slaughtered his doctors that saved his life. He had horrible dreams as he should. All I can say about this character, he's stupid. And Mustang, not to be confused with a muscle car of the same name, as I'm not going to mention anything about the vehicle, voiced by Dean Fujioka, is a flame alchemist that can tell him that much to his charging, he's not self-aware enough to realize it doesn't spark in the rain. But the flashbacks and origins, some creature named Gluttony, voiced by Shinji Uchiyama, whose chest opens to a giant monster mouth that swallows everything whole, and there's some pink edgy beams, and all I can say is, this movie sucks. I thought Alita Battle Angel was bad enough, which was terrible in my opinion. I would criticize the screenplay for being a bit too awfully ridiculous of how the original version of Alita was better than the awful live action movie. But this one takes the cake. But there's nothing redeemable about this movie. I know they got everything wrong about the movie. When it comes to hand-to-hand combat, it always goes wrong. Like, thanks to breaking old trends, like, Death Note could do a good job trying to be like a live-action Netflix movie like Dragon Ball Evolution was. But Bleach, however, broke some old trends and managed to end the hate for live-action movies based on an anime or cartoon. That applies to Sonic the Hedgehog and its sequel. But what can we learn about what happened to Fullmetal Alchemist? I guess he was cut short into... I know. My biggest complaint is it was only short-lived. It was cut short for his reasons because of the budget cuts that Hiromu suffered from. I'm guessing the volumes that the only funny thing about what happened to Fullmetal Alchemist, it was cut short into 27 volumes, spanning from July 12, 2001 to June 11, 2010. And although there were 10 volumes available, so that makes an interesting concept. So, let me guess. 27 plus 10 equals 37 volumes. It's very interesting why it only has 37 volumes published. And the only chapters I can think of, right now, there are only a total of 108 chapters. That includes the bonus chapters as well. And also a few 6 chapters involved and some bonus ones. It doesn't make sense. It ain't cool to me. Oh, I think I've run out of ideas right now. But that's all I could say about this one.